Hey, cool shuttle! Beam me up, McBacon. It's fine. I, I'll I'll just take the bus.
Awesome fun!
What is up, dudes, dudettes, and dudes who defy description? And a toasty, hot, warm welcome to each and every one of you beautiful peeps out there as we begin another episode of Awesome Fun in Minecraft with me, Oz. And I am so happy to be back in the overworld with our drive-in and our tower records and the sunshine. Because, boy, that trip to the nether was difficult. And of course, after starting out the episode by being phasered by the lovely McBacon, I've decided to change into my super cute Star Trek lower decks cosplay. Yeah, this is my kind of ensign science uniform. Why an ensign, you might ask? Well, as you can see, putting little fine details is always difficult on a Minecraft skin. So just putting on one pip was tricky enough, but I think it looks so cute. And Tendy is my favorite character in Lower Decks, so that is one of the other reasons I chose to go for it. Now, in today's episode, how things are going to work is we're going to start out with a little tour of the shuttle, with, of course, the little scene that goes around it. There's going to be a block by block tutorial after that, and we're going to finish up with a time lapse of me building this entire area. So you can, of course, use the chapters if you want to jump around the episode and see something particular. Now, let's start out with a little bit of a tour of the build. So the shuttlecraft itself is based on Star Trek The Next Generation, mainly the Type 6 shuttlecraft. It was also featured in Lower Decks, but looked a little bit different. But I've also taken in some elements from different things like the motion picture and the original series as well. Although this one is in particular 1701D, so it has come from the Enterprise D. And we've used lots of fun elements like the invisible item frames to add on the flavor of things like the swooshes that you see on the side and the writing that you see on the edge. And of course, we've got our lovely diamonds inside the warp nacelles. Taking a look at it from the back, you can see that when I look at it here, it really looks like motion picture with this number on the outside of it. It truly does. I don't know why. It makes me think of that. I think it looks very funky from the back as well. Now you can see that we've got the shuttle opening fire with its phasers from the phaser emitters on the bottom there, destroying some of this terrain here. And our little scene that we've gone for is a sort of my take on a Klingon warrior. I'm really not that experienced with making different weird looking things. This is supposed to be a bat'leth that I built here for this Klingon out of armor stands using the armor stand book. And here we've got our away team. We've got a bit more original series style. We've got a red shirt, probably going to die. And we've got a gold uniform. This is supposed to be like a tricorder that they've got here. And the other one's got a phaser. And I don't know, this person's helping out by opening fire on the scene. Now, the scene itself is actually based on an original series episode called By Any Other Name, and it's an uncharted planet. But what I liked about it is because this is a green biome, we can't really go for the kind of traditional rock planet thing that you see in a lot of Star Trek. So, in By Any Other Name, they had this kind of green tree environment with just like random items in it, like this, to make it look a bit more alien-esque. And so the idea I've gone for here is this supposed to be like a television set. So it's supposed to look a bit cheap, a bit rubbish. Like they've just brought in some weird-looking colors, like yellows and browns, and just something a bit weird. And then plants that are kind of bright, strange colors and strange shapes mixed in with just real plants that you could get as well. And trees that are not like normal trees; they're built out of kind of cheap wood just to sort of fill out the set. And I think it actually looks really cool because it looks like a Minecraft biome that's trying to be an alien biome. And it works as a really nice scene. I've kind of framed it around the edges with these trees so that when you're in the scene itself, you're kind of it's all encompassed with the nice bit of cliff that goes around the edge. That's a kind of all-encompassing scene, and I actually really love the angle of particularly looking down here, up at this phaser blast coming down from the shuttle. It is awesome. So let's go take a look inside the shuttle itself. Here we are inside the shuttle. Now, the cool thing about the Type 6s is that they are modular in their kind of usage. So you can do a lot of different things with the inside of it depending on what you want to do. Now, you'll see how we've got these awesome banners that were on Planet Minecraft. They are in the description. We talk about them in the tutorial itself with the little Starfleet badge that we've got there, kind of com badge style thing. I've tried to make these modified different things that I found on Planet Minecraft to look like LCARS touchscreen panels. I've also used different maps to act as different flat screen areas. We've even got like potential areas for storage, storage cupboards and things as well. In our cockpit area here, you can see that we've got a red shirt. I tried to make this person a Vulcan. It does look more like a devil, but I was trying to go with the Vulcan with the buttons, and then of course you know who this is, our old friend McBacon. How you doing, McBacon? Don't worry, I'm not sore at you for shooting at me with the phaser. Don't worry about it, friend. Don't worry about it. And you can see we've got all these little control panels, things that are slightly interactive. Even though they don't have levers in starships, I suppose on the Delta Flyer they did have some awesome little flick switches and things. But that was just Tom Paris's style, as opposed to Starfleet standard. So here is the inside of our cockpit. I can't wait till we get the tinted glass. It'll look perfect from here. And what a view of just over there. The Fortnite Agency is silhouetted. The epic Oceanic Aquarium is in view too. And over here we can see the main area with all of the cool stuff there too. So I really love this build. It is a lot of fun to construct, and you can do different things with it. It doesn't have to be flying or shooting its phasers. You can just have it sitting in a shuttle bay or doing whatever you want to do. So that's a tour of our Type 6 shuttlecraft. So it's time to open our hailing frequencies and learn how to build this beautiful thing. Block by McBacony Block. To start out, let's get ourselves an area that is 21 going down this way, 19 that way. So 21, 19. I've built this slightly higher up with the scaffolding just to make it easier to do the underneath details. So don't forget about that. Of course, you can skip some of the underneath sections if you want to have it set on the ground or maybe set in a landing bay. As this is a tutorial, all the items will be listed in the description below. So let's get started. So we'll come to this bottom corner here, where we're going to build ourselves up a nacelle. So we'll start by placing one block there, and then we're going to grab polished andesite stairs and quartz stairs. Now on the back, we'll place the quartz stairs upside down like so, with a stair on top like that, and we're also going to do the same pattern on either side here with our polished andesite stair. There we go. Now we'll get rid of this block in the middle, and this block I'm just going to fill in for the moment with some polished andesite slabs. So we'll just fill that inner section there. Then we'll come around to the front section here, and we're going to place ourselves an upside down quartz stair on the edge of there, and another one below it like so. Then we're going to turn around and place 1, 2, 3 coming this way. Now above this, you're going to want to use quartz slab, not a stair. And this will give us a nice little section here to glimpse inside of the nacelle. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of this coming down. Then we're going to do 2 slabs on the edge here, with a stair facing backward on the end like that. Then we'll place another stair upside down to contain it like that, and just seal this bit in here with our quartz slabs. Looking nice. Then around the front section here, we're going to place the same stair pattern, one facing up this way, one facing down that way, looking nacelle-y. Then we can come sort of inside the nacelle, and this is what's great about using the scaffolding, is we're going to add some slabs underneath. So underneath here, we're going to place one of those, then we're going to place 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the polished andesite slabs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to place one more here of the quartz slab variety. So that's looking good. Now we get ourselves some spruce slabs. Might seem weird in a Star Trek build, but anyway, we're going to place two of them there. And this, I think it's maybe kind of a brassy kind of color, but the texture does work for what's actually there. And now we're going to place ourselves some temporary blocks there so that we can place upside down stair this way, another one this way, and then we can just repeat the pattern round at the front. Finish off the front of the nacelle here. And that is looking nice. Then we can replicate this same pattern here on the opposite side, just so that we mirror what is here coming along this side. There we go, just so it's the same and equal on both sides. And if we jump inside for a second, we can fill this bit, oh, not with that, with our quartz slab. Just fill that up there like that. And then we can just put another spruce slab there. What we want is a kind of nice sort of plus shape like that, yep. So it kind of gives it a separateness from the other part of it there. Jumping back on top here, in the center of here, we can place ourselves just some more quartz slabs like that. And then coming along the back here, we want to have something, but we need to fill in the nacelle. Now, this is slightly optional. I use diamond blocks because I think they have the best color, the closest color, and especially in the sort of cartoon version. But again, you might only, if you're wanting to save resources, want to use, say, lapis instead, because it doesn't look too bad. And you maybe like don't want to put a block there because you don't actually even see all of these blocks. So it's up to you. I'll leave it to you to decide what you think. But as soon as you do that, it's suddenly, oh, that's a Star Trek warp nacelle. That's what that looks like. Then we just do ourselves quartz slabs that run along the top, just from one behind this bit here, all the way along, covering up all of these. Then the last thing we want to do is grab ourselves for a little bit more detail, and this gives it nice shape, especially from further away, is to get our white carpet and place that in a few locations. So first off, just here underneath our feet, not on top of the wooden bit, just a little bit there, and then we're going to run it all the way along here to one before the end. Then we're going to pop one bit on the back here and one there and there. Now you might think, Oz, why are these four here excluded? Well, these have got an extra special purpose. We need to get ourselves some levers. There we go. And our levers are going to help to attach the warp nacelle to the body of the ship. So place them down, and depending on which way you place them, make sure they're flicked that way so they're pointing towards the body of the ship. And believe it or not, that is one warp nacelle completed, which is wicked. Can we see? There's not much to see from underneath, just a little bit of the shape there. And some skeletons rattling. So your next task, of course, is to replicate that, starting from this corner here in the same side. So you pop that in, and it's really weird seeing it like this. It looks way too big of an area for the shuttlecraft, but it's just because this is the biggest possible space, and it obviously begins to taper in and narrow as it comes toward the front as well. But there we go, one nacelle in. Just duplicate the other one, flip it around, flip your levers round, and we'll get the other one done. Two nacelles in place, so we can now jump around to this side, and we're going to build up one of the sides. We're going to head up here, and then behind the old levers, we're going to put ourselves in some temporary blocks. So let's put them in front of all the levers, and then we'll even go one beyond it on this side and one on this side. So we're then going to come on top of here, and for this we're going to need our quartz blocks, white concrete, quartz stairs, and quartz slab. Now we're going to put along all of the dirt blocks here, except the last one there, the white concrete. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there, with a quartz block on this edge. We're going to drop off the side here. We're going to pop ourselves a quartz slab on that end. Then we're going to come along to here, put ourselves on one more quartz block right there, and a quartz slab above it like so. Now we'll need to get ourselves back up on here. Okay, right, we're back. We're back. Okay, then on top of this slab on the edge here, we're going to put 2 blocks of quartz, 1 quartz slab here like this. Then we're going to move along, drop down onto here, switch to our white concrete, go 1 and 2, and then on top of that, a block of quartz, and then on top of that, a quartz stair, just on the very top. Then we're going to drop down again to this side where we've got concrete below us, and we're going to bring concrete up 1, 2, 3, like so, and then we're going to put another stair on the top. Drop down again, we're going to fill this one up once again with concrete all the way up and a stair on top. Then we're going to come over again, do the same thing. We're going to do this now for the next 2. The third one along as well, just exactly the same. Then we'll drop down onto here where we've got this block, and we're going to go white concrete up to the top there. And then this last bit on the edge, we're going to switch to the quartz blocks and go 1, 2, and 3 with a quartz stair on the top. Now, if we drop back a little bit here to give you a nice view of it on the side, we can see there we've got one side of our shuttlecraft looking nice. So what we're going to do here is build this exact same thing on the opposite side. So you're just going to mirror what you've just built there over on the other side attached to this one here. And what I should tell you just before we do that actually is we'll put in the last little thing that we need to put in here. So let's grab our shovel, get rid of our temporary dirt blocks. The reason that I did this at the end is a little bit easier, because we're going to get stairs here. And then where the levers are, you're going to put an upside down stairs. And then on the edges, we're going to turn around and we're going to put this on the edge like so. But there you go. So you just do that on the underneath of it there to connect the nacelle itself to this side of the body. And then we build exactly what we've just built here on the opposite side. Awesome, we have it the same now on both sides. So let's connect these 2 bits together. We're going to start by putting a dirt block behind this furthest back stair here. Then on top of that, we're going to place ourselves a block of quartz. Then we're going to place 3 quartz slabs going in this direction. 1, 2, and 3. Then what we want to do is place one underneath. Now this will be a little bit more difficult. Let's drop down. Underneath the third one, we need to place a quartz block here, here, and over here as well. So we get 3. Then we'll jump back up on top. Then we're going to come to the third block along, and we're just going to repeat this same pattern. So that's 1 slab, 2, and 3 with a block of quartz on the end. If I can place it. There we are. Now we're also going to pop down a bit of carpet while we're at it on top of this bit here and on top of this bit there. And the fact they connected together is good. It means so far the measurements are right. Now we're going to jump down underneath. We're going to do the next bit. Now for the next bit, we're going to get ourselves our dirt and our first use of the quartz pillar here. The quartz is great for giving us some variation in this build. So right here next to this quartz block, we're going to place quartz pillar facing that direction. Underneath the quartz pillar, we're going to have an upside down stairs. Then we're going to turn around and we're going to have a stair on the edge facing that direction like so. Underneath the stair, we're going to put ourselves a quartz slab. Next to the slab, we're going to put another stair. Now this can be sometimes trickier to put in. Stair like that, so it kind of lines up in this manner. Then in front of that, we're going to place ourselves a quartz slab, and we also want one underneath as well. Give us this shape here, so you can start to see the sort of shape of the ship coming in. And then we're going to place another slab next to it. Then we just repeat the pattern there, so that's our 2 slabs. We need to get our stair in, facing in this direction. Perfect. And behind that, we place a slab. And then we place a stair on top of that slab. Come and look over here. What we got next? Slab. Oh no, the stair behind it. That's it. Facing this way. And on top of that, your quartz pillars. So let's stick this guy in. Grab our pillar. Hoppa! Just like so. Now we can come along, get on top of our pillars now, and place ourselves a quartz block on top of it. Then we want to place a temporary block. Not there, right here. An upside down stair facing this way. Then we need another stair there. Oh, it's where it gets tricky to maneuver. Need another temporary block there. So we have another stair on the edge. We'll see that it's now connecting up to here, but we're going to place one more little slab there to connect it. We can also place one there because we're going to do the same pattern on the opposite side. So that was a quartz block on top of our pillar. Then we put in a temporary block with a quartz stair, temporary block on that, another quartz stair, and that's beginning to match up real nice. Now we're going to drop down and pop ourselves in a little bit of a floor. Yeah, okay, better eat. Before we do that, you're going to need your quartz slabs for this bit. So if we include this, let's get rid of you for now. If we include this bit here as one, we're going to pop another 3 just along the front like that. So that gives us a 2x3 section here. Then we're going to expand this out into the back, but we're going to make it 5 wide. It's going to be 5 wide, and it's going to be 6, including this one, all the way down there. And there we go, just like that. So we've got 2x3 and then 5x6 coming out here. Then we're going to come to this corner here. We're going to add 1 out to the side and 1 at the top. At the top, I said. Ah, sad. Then you have to break both because you can only break one. Why, Mojang? And then mirror this on the other side as well. So we'll copy that there. Then we're going to come to the very center here, so that's the very center, and we're going to come up 3, so 1, 2, and 3, and then if you come out 1 on each side, and then up for 3 altogether, so 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh, ran out of slabs. Take 2 and 3. There we go. There we go. Okay, looking perfect. So this gives us a floor to begin to build up from, and it's a bit of a tricky. Though it's quite a small build, it's a tricky build to explain in a tutorial because it's one of these builds that's full of lots of tiny, intricate little details, and I guess I kind of need to explain every single one of them. But you can start to see the shape of the door at the back here as well coming into play. So let's continue building. Now we'll turn to the side bit here. So if you just come, in fact, to here, you're able to pop down a quartz slab. Sorry, not there. My mistake. Just in front of this stair. In both sides here. And what we'll do is we'll do this side, and then you can do the other side, because it's just the same way. So we'll want to get rid of these 2 blocks. We come to the corner of our 5-bit here. We're going to place down a temporary dirt block just right there. In front of the dirt block, we want to place ourselves an upside down quartz stair. Next to that, we're just going to place a quartz block. I'm going to do it with slabs, but you can do it with full blocks as well, and we want a total of 4 of those altogether. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then in front of that, we are looking to put a redstone block, and this will make sense when you see it with some other things in a little bit. In front of that, we want a polished andesite block. Again, I'm just going to use slabs, and in front of that, a polished andesite stair. Now, I did have quartz blocks on me all along. A stair. A slab in front of that. Then we want quartz slabs for 1 and 2. Another polished andesite slab and a quartz slab there as well. So that you can see that pattern, I'll just go along it now so you can pick it up. This same pattern we're looking to apply to the exact same place but flipped round on the other side. There they are, both in position. We can then move forward to this open space here, and we're going to put a quartz block, same on both sides, 2 of those, and then a stair in this direction, so facing towards you in that L shape there. We're then going to step forward onto this first little gap in between here, and we're going to put ourselves down 2 full blocks. Now the blocks should be level with that. They won't be obviously underneath, but they are level with it on the floor. So we've got 2 blocks in there. Then we're going to switch a pillar. Hopefully, yeah, thank goodness I do have a pillar. Then we're going to go for a pillar in this direction. So facing along that way like that. We're then going to switch to a slab in front of our pillar like so. We're then going to have a full block of quartz this time, followed by another pillar and another block. Same direction again for the pillar, and then our block just there like so. And then at the very front, we're going to have upside down stairs like that. And that actually marks the very front of the shuttlecraft's hull itself. So we'll now turn to building up the sides a bit more. We'll come to this back section here, where we've got this. This is actually a backwards stair that you're looking at there with the pillar and this on top of it. So behind the backwards stair, we would like to put a pillar just along the same orientation. Then we're going to have 4 quartz blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And a double pillar. Again, the same direction as the other one. So 2 pillars there. On top of that, we're going to place a quartz block. We're then going to place a block of redstone, another 4 plain quartz blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to put ourselves in a bit of, I've got this down as white concrete, but I actually think this block is not visible, if I'm honest. Because it's weird that it's one different. I think actually when we add more stuff on it, it does disappear. Then above that, where we've got this quartz block, we're going to add another 5 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On top of the redstone block, we put another redstone, and on this very edge here, we put in a bit of red. And this is to help form this kind of red bit that you sort of see inside of in the ship. But we can also come to the very edge here, or our very top bit, where we've got this plain quartz block. We can place ourselves a quartz stair, not in that direction. My fault for the way I'm standing. There like that, and on top of that, we're going to place a slab, just like so. So obviously what we've done here, I'll give you a look at it there. You can just flip over and place on this side here. Now we'll turn to this section here where we've got the 2 stairs facing each other. We'll grab our block of quartz and we'll place in 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we are going to place ourselves an andesite slab in here. That height there. And behind that, we're going to put a quartz slab at the same height as well. Then we're then going to bring 1, 2 this way with the quartz. So we've got 3 coming along this way. And we're going to place in this gap here some observers. So let's see, how does this place the opposite way around? So we want to place a temporary block here. We want the observers to be facing into each other. That'll give us one facing that way. Look at you, and place that. Gives us this flashing effect, which we're going to utilize in the design of the ship as well. So you see what we just did there. Now you want to do the same thing coming up this side along here. We can then come over to where we've got the double pillar here. We'll place a little temporary block in and we'll come around this side. And what we're going to place here is an upside down stairs going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then turning round, coming in here, and forward like that. Then where we have this, we're going to place behind it a quartz block, or you can do slabs, of course. On the edge of that, it's another stair there, facing the same direction, but on its own, not connected. The little slab in front of it there. We can also then come to here and that one, place 3 slabs along the front. And hopefully this slab here, yep, should line up with the middle of our build. So go ahead and replicate that same thing on the opposite side. Then we have it the same on both sides. So we'll turn around and start filling in this front bit here. So in front of this slab, we're actually going to make this, why don't we, a full block. That's a full block. Then we've got a slab there. We're going to place an andesite slab there and there. In front of that, we're going to place another slab that we've got going on there. In the center of that, we're going to place ourselves a full block. In between here, we're going to place ourselves a pillar. Yeah, we do have some, thank goodness. I was worried we had run out. Okay, and then we are going to place ourselves some stairs that come all the way around here. So we'll place, that can just be any block really because it's covered, but let's make it a full block like that. Then we'll come around to the side bit here and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, connecting us all the way around there. And then we're actually going to shave, this bit's here actually unnecessary. Going to shave those bits off the underneath. We get a shape just looking like that. And then we're going to place ourselves some quartz slabs, just these 3 sections here to connect these bits together. And then we can just place a slab in here to fill in these gaps. We can also come across the front section here and just put in 1, 2, 3, and that actually truly does mark the very front of the shuttle. Next up, we'll start to build up the side of the sort of cockpit area here. So we're going to look at this block here, this upside down andesite stair on its own, and on top of that, we're going to place ourselves a quartz block. So we're going to do 1, 2, and if we can get up higher, we need to go for a total of 4 altogether. So 1, 2, 3, and whoop, 4. There we go. And then on top of that, we need to place a quartz pillar. However, we want the quartz pillar to be facing the same direction as it has been on all of the other ones. So that means this direction. I'm not saying horizontal or vertical because I get confused. Okay, I'll admit it. Between horizontal, I've always my whole life being confused between them. It's me. So we can now come over here. It would have been sensible to have brought some scaffolding for this journey. But next to our quartz pillar, we're going to come out for a total of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 underneath. Get this big section of it all together there. Then we're going to look underneath here. We're going to place a slab just like that with a quartz block next to it and another slab on this side of it. Then on top of this, we're going to have our first use of black glass. And boy, I can't wait till we get the tinted glass. It is just going to be the absolute perfectest thing for this. We also need, for all vehicle builds, really. Oh, no. Okay. I bit the bullet and got the scaffolding. So now we can hopefully do a bit better. So we've got the black glass here. Then on top of that, we want to put ourselves a polished andesite stair like so with to the... Oh, this is only a problem. You can't crouch and sneak to the edge of old scaffolding. Then we're going to place andesite slab to the left of that. Then we're going to go 1 and 2 on the black glass, another 1 and 2. Then we're just going to come this side, do 1 here. So we've got 3 going along, 3 glowing along, and then we just want 2 underneath it like that. Let's sleep. And there we have it. So I've taken all the stuff away so you can get a nice good look. You can see there we've got 2 glass, 3 glass, 3 glass going along that way. Polished Andy slab and stair. We've got this 5 chunk of the pillar, 4 coming up this way of the quartz pillar. Then in between that, I know this looks weird, but there's more stuff to basically come on the side. So this is just, we're building it in slices. So take a good look at that side and this side even, and flip it over and duplicate it on the other side. And now we have it, the same on both sides. We'll come to where we've got these 6 quartz stairs sticking out the edge. On top of the end one, we'll place 1, 2 quartz blocks with a quartz stair on top of it. On the next row, we'll move down here so that we can place 2 quartz pillars facing in that direction. We'll hop back on there. On top of this back quartz pillar, we're going to place ourselves quartz block. The same, we're also going to place 1 there as well. Now we're going to jump down to this section here where we're going to place ourselves another block of quartz, this time with a quartz slab on top of it. I can reach up there. Break that. There we go. And then on this very edge one here, where we've got this little gap, we're going to put ourselves in a bit of black glass. Now, we also want to get ourselves our white carpet and use this for a little bit more detailing. There should be one bit there. I can get close enough from here, and one bit on top of the glass, like so. So once again, of course, just put that on the other side as well. Now we'll come around to the front where we've got these 6 blocks in front of us, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black glass on top. Now, it might seem a bit weird while you're doing that, but if you break this out, and then when we build the next layer, which goes 1, 2, 3, and then another 1, 2, 3, so another 6er, it kind of looks weird, not connected. So you could have a bit more open space inside the build, but I thought it looks a bit strange. Then on the center of this 6, we're going to place just 1 there with 3 behind it, like so. So you get this kind of Tetris shape going on there. Now, coming up the sides, what we want to do is 1 back from here. We want to place ourselves a quartz block, just 1 back from the front there. Then on top of that, we want to place a quartz slab. And then behind this, we want to place, so let's place the temporary block, quartz stair. I feel that went wrong. That's obviously gone in upside down. Let's try this again. Yes, there we go. So they should connect into each other, like you're seeing there. Then we'll once again pop up there, another temporary block, put a quartz block on this part here. Then we're going to place a quartz slab behind it and 1 on top with a piece of carpet on top of the full block, like so. Now, we will, of course, want to replicate this on the opposite side. Now, coming in between these 2 carpeted sections here, we're going to place down 3 quartz slabs in a line, just like so. 1, 2, and 3. Then behind that, we're going to place ourselves an andesite stair. We're also going to need quartz stair here. So we're going to place like andesite stair there, like that. A quartz stair here. Yep, and they'll turn. Another one there, so we get this turn shape, but mixed between the 2 different colors. Then behind that, we're going to place ourselves an quartz slab behind the quartz one, and then we're going to place andesite slabs behind the 2 andesite stairs, like this. And then on top of this quartz bit, we're going to place a bit of carpet. Then we're going to come up by 1 half block and place ourselves a row of 3 andesite slabs. So just 1, 2, 3, just 1 half up like that. And then we're going to come another half row up again, just like that. So we come up another 3, still in the andesite slabs. Then what we actually want to do is place an andesite slab on the same level as these ones, to the left of this one, and we also are going to want one here to the right of it. Pop that in like so. And then in between here, we want some quartz pillar, like this, running. We'll need a little temporary block in here. Give us our quartz pillar running the same direction as being the whole build in these 2 gaps there. Then, of course, we'll want to do that here on this side as well. So we'll get a little temporary one in and get our 2 quartz running this way. Oh, looking good, starting to get enclosed. Then for our back section here, we're going to put in another temporary block, and we're going to go a half block down to place these. So what we're going to place is daylight detectors. Let's grab these. So half block down is the same level as this one. So we do 1, 2 daylight detectors. In the middle of that, we want an andesite. No, I said andesite. There we go, andesite. With another 2 daylight detectors here. Bring us up to the edge. Then in the row behind that, we're going to get ourselves a quartz slab. Place that directly behind our andesite slab. And then on either side of that, we are going to place full quartz blocks, or you can just use slabs, of course. So we'll stick up one above there and get yourself a stair and stick that on the edge, facing outwards. give us this cool pattern here. Then if we get ourselves some carpet, we're going to put carpet on this, not there, sorry, on there, there, and these pillars just on the edge. And that basically finishes off the sort of main exterior chunk of our front cockpit. Then, in between our two pieces of carpet, we're going to need to put down a slab, so let's put a temporary one there. We get one quartz slab behind it like so, and then next to that we want to place a quartz block, so I should have left that temporary block in for a second, and that's going to be at that height there. Another one on the same side, but not obviously in between. Then we're going to put two slabs on the side of this, and then we're going to come down one level with the slab and connect it up there like so. Then just do the same on this side, so that's two along this way and one there, and it connects up. Then we want to place on top of here 2 pieces of carpet as well. Now our next one that we can place in, if we come to here, is to place a quartz block, and we want to place it behind there, so it's kind of diagonal to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all with carpet on top. Not there, sir. There and there. And the same thing on the opposite side, so just exact same place. 5 of these, each with a bit of carpet on top. Now we're going to fill in the side bits here, so let's grab a block of quartz, place it there with a carpet on top of it, so we get this nice diagonal bit going like this. Then we place a quartz slab here, and then all in a line down here, all the way until it matches up with this section here. Then we're going to also place 2 here, 1 and 2 like so. And then in this section here, where we've got 3 going around, we're going to get ourselves quartz stairs and make a little shape like this. So 1 there, 1 there. So they connect round in a large Pac-Man formation. You then, of course, can do this same bit on the other side. We'll turn to the center bit now. So we're going to come into this middle section in the center to the right-hand side of the slab that we placed, and we're going to place stairs that come round 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and we'll twist them like so. The same thing on the other side. And then we fill the middle section here in with quartz slabs, so just 5 of them along there to fill that out. Now in this back section here, we're just going to place 1 and 2 in like that, 1 and 2 in there like that, and that will leave us with 1 more place there, and we can in fact pop a bit of carpet on top of this section here, and that fills out our roof nicely. Now we can turn to the front section here. We've got this bit. Now this, I think, is what they call the coolant intake for the impulse engines. And some of the pictures I've got, they are red. I don't think in the show, I think they're often dark. Maybe they'd glow red at some point, but I really like it with the red, so that's what I decided to go with. But you'll see we've already got 2 in place here, so we're going to place on top of that another 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that'll give us 5 down there. Then next to it, we're going to place 1 down there. That gives us 1 there. And then we're also just going to place another 5 in here so it lines up together. Now when we come next to that, we're just going to place 1 and 2 there. And then 1 and 2 on the inside bit there. Then if we look down here, we can just fill this bit back in here to complete this effect. And this means that when we look at it from the front, it's fully enclosed. We'll maybe have a couple of other little bits to add to enclose it on the inside, but it gives us a really nice effect. It's a really nice shape, the way that you can see it curved around the inside of the engine. Now, of course, don't forget to do this thing on the same place on the other side. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of a job to do to mask it on the inside, but just do the same thing over here. Now, if we come back inside, we can see where we've got all the red stuff we just placed. We can look at the back here at the actual, I guess if that's the intake, the outtake of the impulse engine. And along this bit here, we're going to place 1, 2, and 3 of these blocks, 2 underneath and 1 there. And you can do the exact same thing on this side here, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 2 underneath it, and then one below it like so. And then if you pop up to the outside, you can then add in the vents for the engine here. And you just put the fence here, get a little bit further over, into all of the gaps. So that gives us a nice vent there. And you do the same thing on the other side. You'll see sort of where the gaps are, where you can place these. Give us our vents. Woohoo! Just a bit. Now, while we're at the back here doing this bit, we can also do some finishing touches to the door. So on these sections either side here, we're going to place ourselves down a slab. We're also going to place a slab here for these front two, but not that third one. That was a mistake. We'll come along here, we'll break this third one. And what we want to put in here is a pillar facing that way. Perfect. Now, if we come back down to here, we can place a slab underneath the pillar. And then, of course, you'll want to do the same thing on this side here. So it's a slab there, slab next to it there. We'll come along here, we'll place facing there our cheeky little pillar facing the same direction it has been all along. We'll place that one there, just like so. We'll also get our carpet. See, we've got some there. And we can place it on top of these two sections. Just these two slabs, like so. And that's really helping to finish off our door. We can then come down and actually finish the door off sort of pretty much properly by getting light grey concrete. You're going to set it just in behind these slabs here. And it's our door, so it just fills in this complete section here, all the way to the top. And don't worry about the untidiness of the interior. We'll be coming back to that very soon. So we're getting this nice and filled in. One cheeky mistake of a block there. If you now take a look at that from a bit further back, you can see we've got this nice filled in door. Now, what I did for this bit, it's not particularly referencing anything, it's just because I thought it looked good, is they have sometimes a number on the back of them. So how I put the number in is if we've got there, just in between, one below that bit there, we're going to place ourselves polished blackstone. Get yourself a stair facing either direction on it, like so. Just double check we're getting this in the right position. Yeah, it looks like it. Then we get another stair. We place it upside down in this direction. We then get a slab and place it on the lower section of there. A slab on the higher section of here. Another stair, this time facing the regular way around. So we get a sort of Pac-Man shape there. We're then going to put another stair upside down, this time underneath it, with another full block in between and one on this side. And if we then come back, let's take a little bit of a further look back. Hopefully I've got this in the right position. It's not that difficult. Ow. I got some severe speed there. We have a look down. Yep, looks great. We got the number 3. And I just thought out of all numbers, maybe a 0 would look good as well, actually, if you wanted to put that in. But you could mess around with that. 3 is a cool number, and I think that looks really good for the rear of our shuttle. Then coming down from the sides of here, if we just come there's a little bit we need to finish off. Where we've got this quartz pillar, this stair, we're then going to place a regular quartz slab just underneath that bit of pillar there. Behind that, we're going to put an andesite slab, a set of stairs facing in that direction. Behind the stairs, a quartz slab. Behind that, a full block. And then 2 quartz slabs to bring you up to the front. Now, if we nip around here, we'll need to do the same thing, of course, on this side here. And there we go. That's on both sides. This bit here, actually, where you see the redstone, this is a misplacement. That should be a quartz stair, just so it covers that up. So don't forget to do that on both sides. So just this bit here. This bit here is still a slab. Okay, now we can get rid of the scaffolding and come on down underneath it. Now we're going to need to climb up a little bit here because we need to break out some blocks. So if this is the back section, we're going to come down to here, 1 in, just there, and we'll break out 1, 2, 3, and 4 on each side. And we're going to replace that with prismarine brick slabs. Now you actually want them to be one underneath, but it won't let you do that. It won't let you place a block there without placing one above it. Like, see, you can't place one there because of the slabbage. So do that and then place this in all the way back. So it should look like so. And then we're going to place in the middle 2 metal trapdoors, just like that. And I guess this is part of the landing gear. You kind of never, until I actually looked at this, I can't remember ever having seen that part in the, the show. I guess you just never really see it. But it's sort of landing gear-esque. So we're just going to place item frames, each with powered rail in them, underneath. And then I've got the mod. I can do this with, so we just do, I think the command is trigger if invisible. There we go. So you can do that with the book that I use to do the fancy armor stands, but we can also do it with this. I recommend this. It's part of the armor stand add-on from Vanilla Tweaks. Now, I always have the link for Vanilla Tweaks in every episode because there's so many really good things there that can make your vanilla Minecraft perfect. So I do recommend checking that out. So we're just going to make the last of these invisible here and have a look and see what we got. And we got this funky little additional bit there that's part of the landing gear. I like that. Then the next bit to tweak underneath is we're going to add levers facing in this direction. These are kind of like the phaser emitters. I'm not sure 100% if this is where the phaser emitters normally are, but let's just say it is. It is. So we'll place a compass on the front observers, and we place the levers on the back. And I just like the way that these things will obviously do trigger if invisible, as usual. Oh, right, so we're going to need to do this. Well, I can't do it in jump, so we'll need to be higher. There we are now. And just, isn't that awesome, the way that it just gives you a different shape. So I have this in the design that you're going to see coming up. It's like the phasers are being fired. But how cool is that just for changing the sort of flickering way and making that really look phaser emittery and making it really look nice on the bottom section here. Now we're going to throw in some of the finishing touch details here. So we're going to pop on the insignia. We're going to make this one from the Enterprise. So if it's this way, it should be. So you always get confused when you flip things around from one way to the other. So it should read 170. Then the 1 should be here. And now, Planet Minecraft is a great place to look for banners. 1701D. Then in this bottom corner here, we're going to pop in an item frame with a bit of grey stained glass inside of it, which we will of course make invisible. Then in between the kind of start of the intake for the nacelle, we're going to place this, just a white banner with a grey block at the bottom of it. Then we've got another one here that's similar. It's just a white banner with another kind of grey dot in the middle. And these just kind of better mimic the colours that we've tried to pick up with some of the grey patches that appear on there, just to give us some of the detail. Then one of the next things we can place in just at the front here is a spectral arrow. And this is to sort of give a nod if we give it a turn so it's facing forward. This is to give a little bit of a nod to the writing that usually is there, like it would be like Galileo or the Federation kind of swoosh coming along the side. We can't quite do that exact thing, but we can do that little nod to it there. Now we can also switch around to here where we're going to put another little bit of detail on the front to help just try and mimic as much as possible the actual thing. And that is if we place there and there an item frame with a powered rail inside of it, we'll flip them round. So they're lying flat like that. Now we'll probably want to get a little bit closer to make this easier. Make them invisible. And the job's a good one. So if we now step back, I've already done this at the other side. Won't be able to go too far because the banners will despawn, but let's have a look. We'll try on top of Ecto 1. Oh yeah, look at that. Little extra bits of detail it adds to the build there. Definitely, but the writing does look weird that way around compared to, I think I like it better here. Even though it's supposed to be exactly the same, it feels better this way around. But yeah, nice little details. Now it's time to turn to the interior. Now, the cool thing about the Type 6 shuttlecraft is that they're modular kind of things, so they're always changing in different episodes, so you can really make them any design that you would like. But let me show you what I've gone for, a kind of passenger style one here. So I've designed one half of it so we can build the other half together. So the first thing we need to do is build up some quartz blocks here to a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because we need to start concealing this in here. Now, this bit in here won't get seen. Let's use quartz blocks to fill it up. Then when we come to here, we've got ourselves 2 quartz blocks. This again isn't seen, so we can just fill that in. I've gone for brown shulker boxes down here, and we'll also need one in this corner. Now, they're not functional because of the way they're positioned. They're just part of this kind of leather style sofa that we're sort of going for in here. Now, we also have 2 jungle. Is this jungle? Yeah, stairs are the most leather-esque looking one that I could see for myself. Then on the edge here, we're going to need another 2 blocks like this, and then we'll need one behind here. We can put in our 2 light grey shulker boxes, and these are kind of like overhead storage bins. Well, that one's kind of in my head rather than overhead, but there we go, overhead. So these are functional, and you could rename these to like Starfleet Supply Cupboard 0752 or something like that. And we also have got these things are supposed to be like supply areas. So we just do them with a bit of grey carpet and an item frame, just like so. And we do our making it invisible, of course. It kind of works even if you don't make it invisible, it's still okay. Then inside here, we've got our sea lanterns, so we can put them in there with our acacia trapdoors on the front. It just helps to give a bit of lighting in here. Behind that, we have again 2 of these, and we've got item frames. Now, in these item frames, we're going to put some different maps that I've got to use as kind of consoles, and we're also potentially going to put in some different banners around the place that will act as kind of computer consoles, but we're going to do that all in one section at the end. Of course, feel free to skip to that particular time in the chapterization in the video below. Then just above that, we've got ourselves in there 2 quartz stairs just to help provide some of the sort of curvature space to help it sort of feel on the inside like it looks on the outside. And if we grab our quartz slabs, we can place one there. We're also needing to place there one along the bottom as well. So we need some kind of block in there. Just do 2 across there to match with that. And we've got one on the outside to bring those together. Then we'll to put in a temporary block again to help us connect that roof together. Now, having a look at it, we just need to put in the carpet on the bottom like so, and we could fill in the entire carpet here. That might look okay, but I kind of like having the white bit. We do need the carpet to hide the prismarine from the landing strip below, but I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Now, there are 2 banners that I would like to add in here. Let me go and rustle them up. And yep, in here now, these banners you found on Planet Minecraft, and they are just super cute. Sort of Starfleet badge banners, and I just love it. So give them a look up on Planet Minecraft. I can't remember the person's name who designed it. It was like, did you gotta go blah blah blah, just millions of letters. These are really cool, and that kind of rounds off our design for here. As I say, we'll come back to the item frame. So it's time to move on to the cockpit. Now we'll head on into the front part of the forward part of the shuttlecraft. Once again, I've built like half of it so that we can build the other half together. So if we start at the front here, we want to fill in this front section, the depth of 2 blocks, just with white quartz. We also want to add some glass along here, just along that bit there. Now, in behind here, we're going to put ourselves some smooth sandstone. You can experiment around. A few different colors work. I guess like the kind of jungle color and the dark oak color. Just up to you. It's a weird thing to... You can't just get the colors the subtle way you want them. But anyway, that's beside the point. So then we're going to, on either side of the observer, have these with a stair in the center. Now, when it comes to all of these different panels and things that you've got going on here, you can do a whole variety of things. We're going to do stuff with maps. Yeah, we're going to do some stuff with banners. You can also do things like adding on comparators. Click the back of them, of course, if you want them to light up. So they're sort of workable. You can use repeaters as well. I think I've used over here as well. They're interactive, yeah, things that you can use. Then opposite here and opposite here, put in some full blocks with our stairs like so. We also grab some carpet and we place that full length of here just to about here. Then in the back section here in front of the redstone, we're just going to build up a pillar of white quartz. And then when it comes to this one here, we're going to build quartz here and here. Slap some here as well. So we need to place one of them in there. Build this in for the minute. Then behind there again, we not seen a little sideways block there to give us this pattern that you're seeing coming together there. Also put in some quartz slabs to fill in this. We then have an acacia trapdoor facing in that direction. Have ourselves a stair facing inward. And again, we're just trying to keep this curving shape on the inside going here. So there we go, and that's looking pretty even both sides there. Now we also need to put acacia trapdoor on top of there. I really like the colors and textures we're getting here. Then we can place 2 dark oak slabs with, let's see, a temporary block going up for 2. And again, you don't have to use the minecarts. They do move out of position. They can be a bit of a pain. But it is fun if you want to sit in the seat. And I always like to build vehicles that you can actually sit in. I don't know why. It's not that important. It's not like we could actually fly it. Here we are. Oh yeah. I love my uniform. It's so cool. We're in Starfleet, and I've got the shakes for some reason. Okay, so what else we're gonna do? We're gonna add an item frame on top of this thing here. I don't know why there is a lever. There's technically not really levers and things that you pull in Star Trek ships, but there you go. Now, what else are we missing out here? We need a little quartz slab in there to balance that out, and that's got a really nice texture and shape to it now, I think. And then we can put ourselves on a few more item frames, and yeah, repeat. Well, actually, in there, a couple of item frames there, maybe one there as well, and that's our cockpit. Looking pretty awesome. Now we need to do something about the maps and the banners. So let's look at that. Look at that next. Okay, so here's how we're going to decorate the inside. I've got some banners, and I'll once again share these from Planet Minecraft in the description below. And I've kind of adapted them a bit to give them a bit of that black sort of LCARS look. So we can just place these around, and hopefully they should, yeah, give the impression. We need to put a little bit of variation, maybe not overuse them too much. It gives the impression of the Star Trek control pads. Now we can also, on our item frames, place things in, and then we can, of course, trigger if invisible, lay them flat on there. Well, that looks kind of weird because I suppose because it's actually the treasure map. It looks kind of strange. Let's try this one. What we got? Oh, this is the end. The dragon bit on the end. Let's see what that looks like flat. Doesn't look too strange. It's just trying to pick a variety of things. Of course, you could go like the whole hog and make a map that looks like a LCARS style console. I'm just going to do stuff like put in these things in different locations. We've also got, of course, our void map that might work as a kind of off panel. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so let's put a variety. See here, these things are moving already. Not good. Get back in your place. We've also got a couple of things to like put in position back here as well. So let me mess around with that, and we'll see what we can do. All right, here's what we've gone for. A mixture of all of these different designs of banners and screens and consoles I think looks really cool. I think it works really well. Maybe not the Ocean Explorer map bit coming up when you look at it, but you can see how you can use a combination of things here to make a cool control panel room. Then in the back here, what I thought looked a bit better is I actually switched these around. So how we did this, we get rid of these, get rid of this, and get rid of this. Get our item frames back as well. And then what we want to do is get our sea lanterns, place them at the top this time with the block of quartz underneath. The trapdoors up here, and then that'll let you place the banners in position there to give us the proper LCARS console, and I think that's absolutely great. The one thing that this build does lack is any kind of way into it. It's just like a kind of purely aesthetic build, so to get in and out of it, I've been using this bit at the back. However, you might want to design something maybe in the roof or something that you can use yourself. So there we go. That is the build completed, the tutorial of it. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks absolutely awesome. But of course, we don't want this build here. Oh no. We want to relocate it somewhere else. Transport it, if you like, to another area of the world and create a scene around it. So it's time to hit fast forward. Well, sadly, that's all the time we've got for today on Awesome Fun, but we'll be back soon with more exciting adventures and builds in Minecraft. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you have any questions about the build, feel free to get in touch through the comments section. I also have a Twitter. I do not actually tweet stuff, I just use that as a place to share pictures to help you because you can't share pictures on YouTube. So if there's anything you need help with, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can. Now you take care out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay, McBacon. Think you can manage to beat me up this time? No. Be careful of the photon torpedoes. No, that's... maybe you could just land and I could get on. How about that? Come on, you can do this. You went to Starfleet Academy, right? You didn't? Oh, McBacon, you're crazy, dude. Okay, maybe I'll just hang around here with the away team and the Klingon. Abra!